Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will basically show you how you can resize and crop images using slider. You can now see guys, we can basically change the width, we can crop images, we can change the height as well. You can see that there is the slider available. So we will be building this nice little web application inside Node.js and Express in JavaScript, and we are using the Sharp library to basically resize the images. And once we are done, we can click this button and our resized image will be downloaded. You can see that guys, the image is successfully resized. You can once again change the width of the image, let's suppose to this. Again click resize, your resized image will be downloaded. So in this way guys, you can automatically resize, crop any image. You need to just select the image first of all. After you select this image, just need to put the slider on, and now you can see that automatically as you move the slider, it will basically change the width and the height of the image as well. Simply click resize. So the image is resized here, you will see that. So basically this is the application we will be building in this live stream from scratch. And if you need the full source code guys, you can basically go to the description of the live stream and you can purchase the full source code from stripe.com, and after that you will get this directory structure where you will get all the source code. So for building this application, we are using a library inside Node.js which is called as Sharp. Sharp is the image processing library guys in Node.js. It's a very popular library. npm i-sharp, this is the actual command is there. So 3 million downloads are there, 3 million weekly downloads are there. So it basically helps in resizing the images. So we will be doing it like this. So let's start building this application guys. So first of all, I will delete all the source code and start from scratch. So let me show you the dependencies. So we are using EJS, Express, Malter and Sharp. So these are the 4 packages which are required for this application guys. Simply install this, and now we will go to index.js file, and here we will instantiate our Express server. So what I will say is that we will require the Express library. We will start the Express web server. So we will say that app is listening on 5000 port number. And here guys, we will basically also include the Malter library as well, and also we will include the built-in modules which is path and file system. We will need these modules, so simply require this also. And also we will be requiring the Sharp library guys, so just include Sharp. And here we will set the view engine which is EJS template engine. So just set it EJS, and here guys, after that we will set the middleware functions. As we first of all we need to make the public directory and make it as static. So now just make a public folder guys in the root directory. So here we will be storing all the uploaded files, image files. After that we will say express.url encoded extended to true. That's all. So after that guys, we will now be storing the storage. So we will be storing the images in the memory storage as buffers, and then we will be instantiating Malter, passing the storage object. And here we will make a simple get request. So whenever someone opens the home page, we will index.ejs. So we will basically make a views folder and just make index.ejs. So right here we will basically now change the title, which is image resizer. So after that guys, we will make a post request. So method will be post, encoding type will be multipart form data. So we will basically make this post request when someone uploads the image or select the image files. Input type file, So name is equal to image, and it is required. It will only accept the image files. And then we will have two parameters, guys, two labels. This will be for the selecting the width. So basically here we need to set the width. So this will be a range slider. So here we can slide the width. So minimum value will be 1 and the maximum value will be, you can set this maximum value to be, let's suppose 1200, and the step will be here, let's suppose 10. And on input, default value will be 100, and on input basically it changes whenever you slide. So we will basically call this function, which is resize image. We will also display the value of the slider, width value, which is 100 by default pixel. And next one will be for the height as well, guys. So we will say height. This will be again range, and the name here will be height, and minimum value will be 1 and maximum will be 1200, and step will be 10, and the default value will be 100, and again we will instantiate a on input event handler. So whenever this value changes, this function will automatically trigger resize image. So this is the actual form, guys, and now if I try to basically run this application in the browser, localhost 5000, so now you will see the sliders are there, guys, and now we need to basically write the JavaScript code. So after this, after the form, we also need to display the resized image as well, preview automatically whenever you change the width and height. So inside image, we will basically give it a ID to it, resized image, and source will be equal to this one by default, and style here will be max width to 100 pixel, 100%, and display will be block. And after that, guys, we will also be having a anchor tag. So here we will say download link. So from this link, the user may be equal to download the image. So display, it will not be displayed. So here we will say download resized image. So after that, guys, we will need to write the JavaScript code. So inside this JavaScript code, now we need to make this post request. So this post request basically inside index.js, we will say app.post/resize. So first of all, we will upload the file, which is upload middleware of Malter, and whatever name parameter that you have given right here. So name parameter is image. So we will say image. So now the image will be uploaded in the buffer. So we will say request response. So right inside this, guys, we will actually now resize the image using the sharp library. So here we will say resized image buffer. So this needs to be a async function, guys. So just make it this async function. So now we can use await sharp, and here we will pass request.file.buffer. So this is coming because, guys, we are basically storing it in the memory storage. So this is coming as buffer. So after that, it basically contains a method which is resize, this library, and we can typecast it to a number, which is request.body.width, and just put a comma, and also we will pass the height as well, which is we will typecast to number like this, and after that we will convert it to a buffer like this. So after doing this, guys, basically what is this error coming here? So yeah, so we also need to have a catch block as well, guys. So if any sort of error take place, we can console log it. So now we need to basically pass this buffer. We will simply say write head 200, and we will put some headers here. Content type is equal to image/png, content disposition, and this will be attachment. File name is equal to resized image.png. Content file name, just put this inside double quotes. That's all. So after doing this, guys, we will say that response.end and here we will pass this buffer. So this is the buffer we will pass, guys, and in case of any error we will say that response.status 500 send error resizing image. So here we need to now display this image buffer inside our EJS template, guys. So what I will say here, so right here inside our JavaScript code, guys, so here we will get references to all the elements by document.getElementById. So if you see, guys, basically we are getting the width input, name is equal to width, height. So each parameters, if you see, guys, we have given the name parameter, which is, this is height, this is width. So we are getting references to it using query selector. And then we are getting width value. We are also given a ID as well. If you see, we have given an ID, width value, and this is height value, this is so let me just copy paste this HTML code, guys. I think I have some mistake I have done. So now you can see basically we have given the ID, which is this is width value and this is height value. So we are getting these values right here, width value, height value, and then we are getting these reference, resize image and download link, all that. So the actual logic is that, guys, as this value is changing, we are executing this method on input resize image. So now we need to define this method. So once the value of the slider changes, so we will say width value text content width input dot value, height value dot text content is equal to height input dot value, And then we will say that if resized image dot source, we will say revoke object URL resize image dot source. And after that, guys, we will display the live preview. So we will simply say form data, new form data, and we will form data dot append. We will say the actual width, we will pass it using the slider value, width input dot value, and form data dot append, which is height input dot value. So as you change the slider, guys, these values will change, and we are basically making a fetch request here. So we will also append the actual image, guys, which will be available document query selector, and we'll put the name parameter here, which is image. Which is equal to dot files 0. So after that, guys, we will say a fetch request is made /resize, and method here will be post. Body is form data. We're passing it. So now this will return a promise, guys, and we can convert the response to a blob. And after that, it also returns a promise, and now we will get this blob and we can display it in the browser. So we will convert this to an object URL using url.createObject URL, and we will pass the blob. So this is the object URL that we got, guys, and what we need to do here, we will say resized image dot source is equal to object URL, and download link href will also be equal to object URL, and download link dot style dot display is equal to block. And if any sort of error take place, we will have a catch block as well. You can see that. So now we need to basically also attach this event handler. So whenever basically the event the width input changes, we will execute this method also, which is resize image, and height also, like this. So if you now basically select a file, guys, and now you can see that the width and height is changing here automatically as I'm doing this. Click resize, and now your resize image has been downloaded. You can take any image of your choice, totally depends upon you. Now you can see that. So with live preview as well, so as you select the image, this is a very good option because you no longer have to provide the value. You can change it using slider, and it is showing you live preview. So once you are done, you can click resize image and your image will be downloaded. So this is a complete project, guys. If you need the full source code, you can go to the description and you can purchase the full source code from stripe.com. So this will, after payment, you will get this whole code for you can download it. So thank you very much. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well, and I will be seeing you in the next video.